Okay, so there's 245. We did 245 IXL problems over the weekend, and then that number is 50 less than we did yesterday. So I think we have to add 245 to 50 so that we can find out how much we did yesterday. So I added. Can I write with the marker thing? Okay. So 245, and then plus 50 is 5 plus 0 is 5. 4 plus 5 is 9, and 2 plus 0 is 2. So I think that we did 295 problems yesterday. So can I write the word answer too? Okay. So yesterday we solved 295 problems, and
You said, oh my god.
no, I did not say that.
You said it twice.
Okay, so does anyone disagree with me? Maddie?
I disagree with you. I subtracted instead of adding because it says that our class did 255 IXL problems this weekend. This is 50 less than we did yesterday. So how many problems did we do yesterday? So if you add, you'll get a bigger number than 245, which would be wrong.
I disagree with Maddie because how we did it was that all the problems we did, it was like a number less than. So then that tells us to add. So we do have to add.
But it said that our class did 245 IXL problems over the weekend. And if you add that to 50, that would be more than 245.
Quiet. This. Okay, where is it? Quiet. Okay. That word right there, less, tricks you because it says less, and so you think that you should subtract, but you don't, because if you do 245 problems over the weekend and it says 50 less than we did yesterday. So that means this number is 50 less than we did yesterday. And we don't know how many we did yesterday. And so we have to add because we don't know how many we did yesterday. And then but if we subtracted, then it would just be wrong, cause why would it be wrong? Less, just
Yeah, exactly.
okay.
She's trying to think of a reason.
Oh, you know.
Because
Time out.
Time out.
Yes.
I know you're getting confused because you haven't looked for the word this. This is changing the word less to adding. It's saying this changes 50 to 245. There was so we need to add more to see how much we had yesterday because this changes less to adding.
Yeah, that's what.
That's what you're trying to say?
Yeah. Take to talk. Use your hand. Okay, so like he said, this is an important word too, because it means that this right here was over the weekend, and so it's talking about 245 is 50 less than we did yesterday. So you're not subtracting from 50 because it already subtracted pretty much. Because like if you
I'm gonna help you.
Molly, can we time out for a second?
Yes.
All right, you and I are gonna have teacher talk.
Okay.
You're very confident in what you think.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, as a teacher, we're always confident in what we teach.
Uh-huh.
And you've got a good conversation going on out here.
Uh-huh.
Let the conversation go. You don't need to be like the minister at a church. Okay. You're on the right track, but let's empower them to have that conversation.
Okay.
All right? Time in.
Maddie.
So I disagree because it said over the weekend we did like our class like that. That usually means combined. Well, everyone in this classroom combined. We did 245 IXL problems over the weekend, which means that if you add, you'll get more than that number. Which, if you add, you'll get more than that number. If you get more than that number, then
Okay, wait, hold on.
won't
So
make sense.
she's saying 245 was over the weekend. So week end. And so that was our weekend of IXL problems. And then this number is 50 less. Like, so 50,
Exactly, 50 less than that number.
Okay, you want
but
me?
it already like subtracted because we don't know the number of how many problems we did yesterday. So we're trying to find Kennedy.
So I agree with you, and I do think they already subtracted for you because in the problem it just says 245, and then how many problems did we do yesterday, and so they already knew that it was going to be 295, so they subtracted 50 to 295, and if you subtract 50 to 295, then you would get 245, and then, yeah, it was hard to explain, but I guess that
It's basically a two-step problem.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. So, Sydney.
I agree with Molly because yesterday at homework help, I thought we had to minus, but we actually had to plus because that was a tricky number.
Okay.
Number.
Okay. So just to make this explain, to help you explain this to everybody, I think what you were trying to say was, the word "this" in that sentence. If you actually read it in your mind over and over again, it's gonna make sense because after you say it makes a period, so it's starting another sentence. This 245 is 50 less than we did yesterday. If you put 245 in this spot, is 50.
Wait, so you agree with me?
Yeah, because if you put that, I know why you put the arrow there to show that this is 245. I was just trying to make sure Madison understood it again. after she asked.
Landon.
Okay, so you can't minus.
Wait, you agree with me or disagree?
I agree with you.
Because you can't go 245 minus 50. Because this means. Okay. Because
It's hard to explain.
it is. Our class did. This means 245. So, and that is 50 less than yesterday. If you do 245 and minus 50, that would be 195. But 245 is 50 less than we did yesterday. So
Okay.
that would have to mean these add.
Okay, I have a better way of explaining it, actually. So, what if it said more? What if it said more? Then it would mean this is 50 more than we did yesterday. And then that would mean that you would have to subtract, but since it says less, that means
You have to add.
yeah. So 50. So you have to add 50 to that. Because, do you get it now?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, I agree with Ron. I think it's subtracting.
Oh, we already proved it's addition.
No,
Just go ahead.
there was no.
Go ahead.
Okay, so
We're proving you
Ethan, stop. So it says less than. So if you subtract, it makes sense because you're subtracting
But
from 245.
That word tricks me.
I know.
It's not always.
Yesterday,
It doesn't always trick you. That's
but in
the
this
problem.
case, it's tricking you.
That's not
We've already
guaranteed.
proved that.
That's
Okay,
not
so
true.
Because it says that number 245.
Why is everybody else talking?
Madison,
50
we're trying to
less?
disagree. Did you raise your hand?
Exactly.
Yes.
So, it says our class did 245 problems. But it says that number is 50 less than they did yesterday. So you have to add. And yes, I got very confused in this.
No.
Okay,
I
let's
thought-
subtract. Okay, Ethan. I agree with Madison because if you subtract, that means it would be 195, and that means it would be less. That means it would be less than 245. And it
Okay.
already says so. You can't have something less when 245 is supposed to be less than what we did yesterday. Okay, one more question, and then I have another way of explaining it.
Okay, just to help everybody because I think everybody's just trying to agree with Madison because they want.
What?
So this
Wait,
is
so
240.
You agree with me?
Yeah, because okay, so if it says 245 and then it puts a period, it's ending that sentence. So and then it put this. If you put 245 in this, if you put 50 in this, and then it says 245 minus 50, does that make sense? No. If you want to, if this was 245, if you less 245 is 50 less than we did yesterday. So we have to add and figure out how much we did yesterday, and that tells us that we have to add because it tells us because it has this and a period.
Okay.
And now I'm just getting confused.
I'm pretty
And what's time out? It's time out. As a teacher, Maddie, have they made the point? As a teacher, Molly, have they made the point that you want to make? For the most part, they have. So what I hear you saying is that you'd like to finish it with one more piece of advice. Your answer is absolutely positively correct. And you've done a great job teaching and letting them talk about it. But now we've been 12 minutes on one problem. Do you think we can wrap it up?
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up. So now it's on you. And finish up.
Okay. So.
I'm sorry, time in.
Okay. Okay. So. Let me read this again. Our class did 245 IXL problems over the weekend. So weekend right here. This is 50 less. See that? Okay. 50 less than we did yesterday. So that's 50 less. So then we have to add. How many problems did we do yesterday? Add. No subtract. No. Okay. And so the word answer would be that. Yesterday we solved 295 problems in all, and there is no regrouping. And so, yeah.
I think I should add something to the beginning.
What?
Mr. Leduc's class. Yesterday, Mr. Leduc's class solved 245, well, whatever, 295 problems in all.
Okay. Just
I guess.
Molly.
Okay. Let's talk to Molly about what did she do that she did well as a presenter today. Let's give her some feedback. How did she do as a presenter today?
She,
Victor, what do you think, babe?
I think she did good.
Because tell her why.
Because she did good explaining.
And you say?
Thank you for noticing. Oh, Kennedy.
So I think you did good because you let people, you picked on people so that they can help you, put it in words, and so then after a couple of people, you tried re-explaining it, and you got better and better each time. Thank you for noticing.
I think you did
good because you explained it well on less than first, but I think you should have put this to represent 245, so people would get it like
You mean this says?
faster. Yeah.
She did. Okay, thank you for noticing. And thank you for telling me that.
5 out of 5 stars.
Landon.
Okay, so I think you did really good because you like wrote a lot of things out and you did a lot of like arrows and underlining. And this one, dude, you do that too.
Oh my gosh.
You do that
Don't
too.
hit.
And so, and also I like how you like try to circle things and how you would can if someone tried to tell you something, you would be like, okay, now I need Jason to do it because it's so hard to explain.
Okay. Thank you for noticing. I meant to do this too. Well, just pretend like that was there. Okay, Maddie.
I like how you explained it and you helped me think of it a little more, and that let is like a tricky word, but you should have made people turn and talk about it.
Yeah,
I
that
tried
could've
to.
been-
But there were just too many hands up. So I was like, okay, you, yes, okay.
You took control.
You did a great job because you did your very best.
Okay, thank you for noticing.
All right, here we go. Molly and Jason, stand up, please, since this was a group effort. Ready?
Oh my gosh.
There we go. Thank you so much. Yep, stop there.